Okay, welcome to Grow New Plants. We're ready for part 2 of the greenhouse build, and we're ready to actually start setting our foundation, setting our post, corner post, side post, our foundation, all that. That's going to be this next part of this video. I've had a little bit of a delay. I had some issues. I'm in a residential neighborhood, so I ended up having to get a permit to put this in. It's allowed by code. It's considered an accessory structure. It was allowed by code, but I had to go around with make a few modifications to what I was going to do to satisfy the inspectors with the city. Got all that taken care of now, so we'll go over that. It has to do with anchoring the corner post in, so we'll go over that when we get to that part. I'm going to show you a few of the materials I got delivered. I've got just about everything delivered now, other than just the jiggly wire, which is just attached the plastic onto the greenhouse. That's the only thing I don't have delivered. It was back ordered. That should be here this week, but it should be here in plenty of time before I'm ready to put that on. So let's get started. Okay, to start out with, I'm just going to reinsert my rebar as my corner post. I'm going to relay this out, make sure I got everything good and square. So, to start out with, I'm just going to get this. This is my original corner post for a rebar. And I just need it strong enough. It doesn't have to be in there real super deep or level. Just strong enough to where I can put a rope or a string on the bottom and have it not move too much. So that ought to be good. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my measuring tape down here on the bottom. I'm going to come over here. Okay, so on this one, I need to have 12 feet. I've got that on my post over there. I need to be exactly 12 feet. And I'm going to come, I want outside to outside 12 feet. So I want to be just on the inside of my 12-foot mark. Pushing that in by hand. So I'm right at 12 feet, so I'm going to take and drive this in. Okay, so there's 2 of my posts. So now I'm going to set these are my 12-foot posts across the front. Now I want to go and set one of my 16-foot posts across the back. Okay, I've got my 2 front posts up here set. And what I need to do now is I need to make sure this thing's square. And you can use what you call the 3-4-5 rule, which works out perfect for mine because it's 12 foot by 16 foot, leaves me with 20 foot. But I also did the mouth calculation, and I'll show you a little thing of that on the screen real quick. With this side over here 16 feet, that front end up there 12 feet, I should be 20 feet to hit this other corner to make this thing perfectly square. So we'll get in there a little bit closer. Okay, so here we are, a little closer here. We got 16 feet right here, 20 feet right here. So where those 2 meet, that's my corner. That should be the outside of my post. So I'll have to move this just a little bit to make sure that's in the right place. And this is going to be within 1/4 of an inch being right, so it's going to be plenty close enough. So right there is going to give me my 16 and 20. So that should be that side up there, the side up there, this side here should be completely square. So then we'll just turn around and do the same thing with this other corner down here. Okay, so here we are on our other corner. So I'm 20 feet from that far post going on the angle, and then 16 feet from my front post. So right here is where they meet. So that should be my last corner post. And if I did this right, my backside here should be right at 12 feet, which I haven't measured it yet. I want to eye that in around about there's going to be, so all this is going to be within a 1/4 inch probably. So let me take this and move it over on this other post real quick. So we'll go back on this back post here. There's 12 feet. I'm maybe less than a 1/4 inch off right here. That's close enough. You're not going to really be able to tell the difference on this thing. That's really close. So now I've got my 4 posts in. I've got them squared. I've got exactly 12 by 16 to the outsides of each post. So I'm going to run a string line around this, and then we'll set our corner posts just inside of these where they're touching the strings on both sides. Okay, I've got my string pulled tight all the way around on the outside of my rebar post, and then I've got my 5/8, 1 5/8 inch corner post. And I thought the posts were going to be big enough they'd actually touch the string, but they're going to actually be maybe about 1/8 of an inch short of the string on each side. But that's fine. The only way to get around that would be for us to set up batting post, and I'm not going to go through all that trouble. All it's going to do is make the overall dimensions maybe 1/4 inch shorter on each side, which isn't going to hurt a thing. So I've just kind of got this thing positioned where it's evenly spaced between this string and this string. And I'm going to put my levels on here and get it level. Put that down here where you can see them. So I'm going to get this thing as level as I can. Go ahead and just twist it down in there a little bit to get it started. Okay, now I've got this, it's just a little protector for the top of the post. I got that online, it's a pretty cool little deal. So I'll stick that in the top. It's just to protect the top of my post, and then I've got just a regular post hole driver, fence post driver. I'll slide that over the top. Get that thing level again. That looks pretty close right there. If I'll go ahead and give it a couple pounds and then I can adjust it. Okay, I'll just readjust this. Okay, that's about 1 foot down in the ground and pretty level, and I'll do some more leveling on it when I finish driving it the rest of the way just to be sure. So I'm going to go around and do the other 4 corner posts the exact same way, and then we can run a string on it and start setting our side post. So now I'm going to lay out my side post, and being this thing is 16 feet from outside to outside, 4 feet centers is going to be a little bit off. And so I did some calculating, divided this thing up with the width of the post and all that. It's pretty complicated, but basically I just figured out what even is between all these posts, and I've got it all written down. So I'm just going to go along my line. I've got my tape here measured on the outside of this post. That's what I calculated from. So I'm just going to go down with a marker, and I'm going to mark my string that I got tight on the outside of this post. I'm going to mark my string all the way down, and then that'll be the center of each of my line posts that I go down the side with. Okay, so I'm going to take my side post and I'm going to put it where it is. This side is touching the string, and the center of my post, when it touches, it's going to automatically center my post on there. So I'm just going to take it and twist it down in there a little bit just to get it to sit still. So I'm going to do that with all 3 of these, and I'm going to come back, I'm going to drive them and level them, and I'll fast forward through that because it's going to take me a little while to do. Then I'll move over and do the other side, and we'll have all our line posts in. we got everything finished now. Got my corner post in, got the line post in. I was going to do the baseboards in this part of the video, but I decided not to because it's going to make the video way too long. So we got all of our side posts in and done. Everything's plumbed. I'm not worried about the heights yet. We're going to come back and fix that later, and you'll understand why when we get to that part of the video. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, be sure you hit the bell notification. That way when I come up with other parts of this series, you'll get notified. Thanks for watching. Share my videos. Bye.